Hey, I'm Fucci and welcome to Tiny Kitchen Big Taste. We have got a devilishly good show for you today. We're making heavenly deviled eggs. Now in the ultimate battle between good and evil, bacon wins again. That's right, we're kicking paprika to the curb and bringing home the bacon for these amazingly creamy eggs. They are so addictive, you'll see that they are truly heaven sent. So rise up, sing hallelujah, and bring it. So what you're gonna need are eggs, bacon, chives, salt and pepper, sweet pickle relish, mayonnaise, and mustard. You'll also need a large pot for cooking the eggs, tongs, 2 mixing bowls, a pastry bag and decorating tip, which are optional, and a sharp knife. Now growing up, I can't tell you how many church potlucks I went to where there was platter after platter of deviled eggs, and they were always the same. Little half eggs on little dimpled plates with a little sprinkle of red stuff on top. I didn't even know what the red stuff was, but in truth, it's part of the reason why these eggs get their devilish moniker. You see, back in the 17 and 1800s, foods that were highly seasoned or spicy were known as deviled foods. And in the case of eggs, the deviling comes from the addition of the zesty mustard or paprika, which are actually ground up air-dried chilies. Now, as much as I love those deviled eggs of the past, this generation deserves a bold new taste, and they couldn't be easier to make. We're gonna start by hard boiling our eggs. I'm just gonna place our eggs into a large pot. We're gonna fill this pot with cold water until the water level comes up about an inch above the eggs. We'll place it on the stove, turn it up to high, and wait for it to boil. So once it comes up to a boil, we'll just cover it up, turn off the heat, and take it off the stove. We're gonna let it sit there for exactly 12 minutes, and then we will shock it in an ice bath, and that will immediately stop the cooking, and you will have perfectly cooked hard-boiled eggs. Now, after the eggs have been cooling in their little ice bath for about 10 minutes, we will just lightly crack the eggs and peel them. Now, you wanna be very careful when you're doing this because you do want the eggs to look all nice and neat, so you don't want to damage them. We will take our newly peeled eggs and just slice them lengthwise very carefully. Oh, look at that perfectly cooked yolk. And then very carefully scoop out the yolk, making sure not to damage the egg white. Sometimes you'll see yolks that are a little bit green. That just means that you've cooked them too long. That's why I like that 12-minute mark. I just give the egg white a little bit of a rinse. That way it'll look nice and neat when we plate them up. Do the same for the other half. Oh, that one just fell out. That makes it easier. So I'm going to start by just mashing up our egg yolks. To that, we will add our mayonnaise and our mustard, a little bit of pepper and salt. And then we will just stir this until our filling is nice and creamy. Once it's thoroughly mixed, we will add our pickle relish. Start folding it in. Then I'm going to spoon the filling into our pastry bag. If you don't have a pastry bag, no problem. Just use a regular Ziploc bag and you can just snip off the tip. Let's fill those eggs. Hey, it's not a party until you've got your dimpled platter. I've laid our egg whites out beautifully. Now I've blotted them a little bit with a paper towel because you do want to make sure that they are thoroughly dry, and then we will just begin piping in our filling. And look at how beautiful that is. So once our eggs are all filled, I will stack up some chives and cut real tiny circles. And then since we have 12 eggs, we will cut our bacon up into 12 little triangles. So we're just gonna finish them off by sprinkling some of the chives on top and then placing a little piece of bacon right in the center. So check this out, the modern take on deviled eggs. Hey, I know you're gonna want the recipe for it, and it's available on our website. You can also check us out at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And when you try these, please let us know about it in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, I'm Fucci, reminding you that if I can make heavenly deviled eggs in a kitchen this tiny, you can make them in yours. We'll see you next time on Tiny Kitchen Big Taste. Heavenly. Now in the ultimate battle. In the ultimate battle.